Prime Minister Modi is in Joburg. He is attending BRICS Summit and he is making some exemplary statements that talk about India's growth potential, India being the growth engine for the world economy, also pegging that we are going to be a $5 trillion economy very soon, Kartik, in line with expectations.
Honestly, in line with expectations. Nothing new Modi is doing at Joburg what he does the best. I mean, you know, he's a great orator, he's a public figure, he's a statesman, and taking the audience and playing to the gallery, to the mood of the audience is something that Modi excels at. Rightly so, India also is at that cusp right now where we want to break into the league of the top 3 economies of the world by the end of this decade. So a $5 trillion dream is something that we've all been dreaming for the last many years. In fact, 2017, 2018 is when this $5 trillion figure came out for the first time, and we were to have been a $5 trillion economy already, except that there was COVID and there was a reduced growth and there were constraints on the supply side which got augmented, and right now we are at about 3.7 trillion or so. So if we continue to grow at about 7.6% or so over the next few years, we are likely to be a $5 trillion economy. I think the headline that really comes out of the BRICS summit, of the forum, is the fact that there's a hard sales pitch that Modi is trying to make to his counterpart state leaders attending the BRICS summit. And I think one story that he's really trying to hard sell is the UPI story, stating very well that UPI is already on the verge of acceptance in countries like UAE, Singapore, and even France. So UPI is something that India could export to the world. In addition to that, I think this renewed focus on manufacturing, telling the world that manufacturing competitiveness is something that India has arrived at and is something that that India can proudly boast of because of the reduced logistics cost. This is the second story coming out of Modi's address last night, India time, at Johannesburg. Add to that, of course, you know, the fact that GST and IBC both have been fairly robust reforms that India has been able to make under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. And this Modi stated yesterday in his address that this has given investors the confidence to actually park their investments here in India and continue to grow them. So those are some of the headlines coming out of what Prime Minister Modi said at Johannesburg yesterday. But I think let's try and listen in if we can have an excerpt of that address yesterday. Let's try and play that out.
वैश्विक अर्थव्यवस्था में उथल-पुथल के बावजूद भारत आज विश्व की फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग मेजर इकोनॉमी है। जल्द ही भारत $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बन जाएगा। इस बात में कोई संदेह नहीं कि आने वाले वर्षों में भारत विश्व का ग्रोथ इंजन होगा। ये इसलिए है क्योंकि भारत ने आपदा और मुश्किलों के समय को आर्थिक सुधार के अवसर में परिवर्तित किया। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में हमने मिशन मोड में जो रिफॉर्म्स किए हैं, उनसे भारत में ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में लगातार बढ़ोतरी हुई है। हमने कंप्लायंस बर्डन को कम किया है, रेड टेप को हटाकर रेड कारपेट बिछा रहे हैं। जीएसटी और इंसॉल्वेंसी एंड बैंक्रप्सी कोड के लागू होने से इन्वेस्टर कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ा है। रक्षा और अंतरिक्ष जैसे क्षेत्र जिनको प्रतिबंधित माना जाता था, आज प्राइवेट सेक्टर के लिए खोल दिए गए।